お、清水北海道旅行中？風邪移しに行ったろうか。きょんちょめさん、おいっすー。風邪全然移したるよ。移してほしかった。しんど。札幌はやることないよ。北海道ってさ、他の県と違ってさ北海道全域にいろんな場所があるってだけだからさ、他の県と同じで、北海道札幌市の中にはいいところなんて一つぐらいしかない。多分だからいろいろ回れないんだったら、札幌はショッピングとか観光もそんなすることないから、適当に遊んでた方がいいと思うよ。札幌でいいところね、なんかあるかな。まあすすきの行って風俗でも行ってくればいいじゃん、すすきの行って風俗行ったら。毎年スキーしてるけど怪我してるからできなくて、俺一人と分越された。あ、そうなんだ。家族旅行？ CV 元さん、こんにちは。家族と親の友達、へえ、そうなんだ。ええやん。スパッツフェチマスターさん、こんにちは。ああ、鼻詰まりがしんどい。最近 YouTube 音楽かけるとめっちゃ厳しいの、しんどいんだよな。音楽かけたいんだけどアウトなんだよな、普通に。ペンネルさん、こんにちは。風邪はまあほどほどに大丈夫ですよ。いけるな、こいつ。いいなぁ、リトルレジェンド僕も欲しい。そう、最近神宿聞いてるよ。だってウィンドウキャプチャーちゃんと左右してない。ゲーム画面映ってないもんね。ちょっとお待ちを、少々お待ちを。こっちかな、こっちだな。これをどれに合わせた？あ、これゲームキャプチャーじゃないんだ。こっちか。これでいけんな。 いけないかこれむつった。全然違うゲームやってるっていうね。やりたいからしょうがないよな。eiNs高明さんこんにちは。昨日の試合ね、僕ちょっとひどかったんですけど結構でも勝てたんでよかったっす。どうペンさんこんにちは。ランクとかやる元気がないから人切れてきてくれたし、プロリーグかテロハントでもして終わるかな。もう喉がやばいいや大したことないかなと思ってたらね、意外と大したことあったんだよね。そんなにね大したことある感じしなかったの、個人的には。でも結構大したことあったの。あれリカブーボ1個しかないのか。あれ2個ある気したんだけど気のせいか。インフルじゃないと思いますよ多分。わかんないですけど。千尋さんこんにちは。多分ね。何なんかデューンってなったんだけど、どうしよっかな。ここでいっか。何これ。こんなアイテムあんの。すご増えてるやんアイテム。ちょっとアップデート情報見ないとダメだな。オーシャン発動しろ。よし回復。オッケー。無駄遣いしやがって。ダメ、フォーカスが悪い。いやまあ本当にね、無理しすぎるとまた性病になってしまうんでね、気をつけたいんですけどね。免疫が下がるとね、本当にね、その可能性は十分出てくるんでね。あ経験者を語るってやつよ。我ながらね、結構すごい経験だと思うよね。何もせず性病にかかるっていう。おいおい殺してくれよ1体ぐらい。1体ぐらいじゃねえわ。今の絶対なさせやれてたやん。タイミングよ。はあどうなんだろう、このアイテム強いのかな、巨人の力とかいうやつ。これゲームキャプチャーでいけるんだな。どうやってやったっけこれ。 変換画面に合わせる OK 水族館なんて札幌にあんの存じ上げないんだけど。うわー、これ分が悪いわ。クソが。明治なんかヘラ取っちゃったサンピアダ水族館ご存知ないです。あ、小樽まではね JR で2時間ぐらいだから、確か1時間だっけ。小樽行ってみたら JR ですぐだよ。はあ、涙か明治キャップ。新しいアイテムが出てきたのがちょっと全然把握できてないから確認しないとな。何が増えたんだ結局。でいつは今日じゃないよ、18日。今日だったらもう生きていけんわ僕。18日なんで。てか、まあ、成人式の日にデイツやんのやばいだろ。いや強い強い強い、みんな強いやばいこれ結構。ようわからんことになってきたいらねえし全然今こいつガチでいらん。つうかちょっとね僕たちもねコーチが欲しいのでね、コーチを今呼び入れてるところなんでお楽しみという感じで。どうなるかわかんないですけど土曜日休み取ったらすげえな。観戦ガチ勢じゃないですか。いや苦しいねこれは、非常に苦しい。 ロールしよう。化け物にするわこいつを。死ぬ、即死する。化け物が即死したわ。何って感じだったんだけど完全に。XQ は取れるわけないだろ、バカじゃねえの。普通に無理だわ。カルマって強いのかな。新しいキャラ全然知らんだよな。お、かおりんさん、栄養ドリンク代あざす。およ。頑張るな、サスくん。喉ぶち壊れてるね、完全に。こんなもの作っていいのか。いや僕はもう知らん。あ、ゾーン乗ってるから無理だった。ナサスが強い、ナサスが強い。うわ、惜しい、惜しかった。これアイテム持ってたらワンチャン勝ってたまである。ヘラを取る化け物とかしてる。こいついいな。ロールに課金したいな。化け物にするわこいつ。知らんこのアイテムが強いのかどうかは。頑張れナサス、お前ならいける。いや冷える冷える、それは。やばい。今日は試合ないよ。 今日は僕が死ぬね。今の時代何がホットなんか全然わからんな。クソ雑魚構成して死にかけてるこれ。神宿の曲ばっか聴いてるよ最近は。ノアへめっちゃお金出てきたけどお金もいらない。どうすりゃいいんだこれ。ダメだこれは良くない。そうじゃないってことしちゃった。どう考えてもそうじゃないわな。それ知ってたわ僕も。すべきはこいつを消して「あ」に入れて、でなんだっけ、こいつ切り替えてこれでいいや。明治キャップモレロでこいつこれに持たせて、バーサーカーはいらん、ライトもいらん、こいついらねえ。まだ死なん、まだ大丈夫だ、まだどうにかなる。アーメン頑張れ。火力不足、無念。18エルス怒りのリロール。何も欲しいもんで終わった。敗北の予感。もう無理じゃ。何にも無理じゃこれは。死に損ないがヘラを取っていく。今日天気悪いのか北海道。ちょっとメタが変わってるのを全然知らないのはしょうがないよね。負けるよねそりゃね。 ムム頑張れ。よしよし。よくやった。ただ回すのみよ今は。キックシルバー。よし回せよ。お前がキャリーだ。しんどい。アムム頑張れ。いいぞ。しんどい。こいつの構成はルナーワーデン、ミスティックブレードマスター、デザートクラウド。こんなんで勝てるんだ。もうアムム欲しい以外の感情がない。アムム来てくれ。アムム来てくれ。アムム。アムム。アムム。アムム。アムム。アムム。アムム。来ねえ。アムム。アムム。アクトアイスさんこんにちは。頼むよ。1位と当てるのは違うじゃん。どう考えてもそうじゃないじゃん。そういうことされたら負けちゃうやん。あ、勝った。意外といい感じに邪魔してるな。1位の悪いな、前頭姿勢で。もうアムム来てくれよ。もうアムムが来る以外道がないんだよ僕には。お前そのアムム売ってくれよ。こっちで。死ね死ね。よし、ゴミが。はい、アムム。アムム。アムム。来ねえな。スレッシュかアムム来てくれ。今日試合ないよ。もう無理だ。ギリ4位に入る夢もほぼついえてるこれは。いやこいつ弱い。ワンチャンある。ワンチャンあるぞ。頼む。よしこいつ滅ぼせ。いけいけいけ。やれやれ。ハイドラ待ってる。ハイドラ持ってる。大丈夫かな。あ、シンドラが解けた。いやソウルバウンド結構厄介だな。いや滅ぼせ滅ぼせ。いやそれはやばい。そいつはやばいっすよ。 無念ソウルバンド強えな。ちょっとニューメタを理解しないとダメだ。レオナ・カルマタリック、シンジド、ドクタームンド、ツイッチ、アッシュへえ。どうしよっかなピエールでも見るか。疲れた。なんだっけ。何の試合が面白いかな。気になった試合。エンパイアはこの前見たっしょ。このテンポストームとルミノシティってどこ？ NA？ NA か。リキッド対インテズでも見るか。なんで負けたこいつら。インテロ坊主になってる。
than the community vote suggests.
Yes, I would,
way,
I would
way,
say
way
so.
closer, way closer. Page is your just like go and check and you're like, oh, look, that tells you right away.
Very
So,
convenient.
anyway, the operator bans, the defense bans, are exactly the same as we saw on the previous clubhouse between Nip and FaZe in match number 2 of the day. It's an Echo and a Mira. However, both of the attacking bans are different.
今日大会あんの？そういえば結
So
局。
bandit tricking, Kaid juggling, and any form of mute jammers will be exceptionally effective. Thatcher will be almost always a requirement for every team from here on out. And then Capitao joins it as inaccessible for the remainder of this match.
So you got Inns starting on defense here. They'll go to cash first. These bans, as you discussed, I mean, well, we pretty much we expected these. You might, by the way, you might be wondering if you're a newer player to Rainbow Six Esports, if you're not familiar, you might be wondering why we talked about the attacker bans and not so much about the defender bans. And we didn't even, it's not really worth bringing up because usually the defender bans are the same all the time. You get, you've got like a pool of, let's say, Echo, Maestro, Mira, Valkyrie. And then some niche picks, I suppose, that get banned most frequently. I'm forgetting something. Something's slipping my mind there. In that, in those Echo, Maestro, Mira, Valkyrie, and then who else really?
What?
Of the commonly banned defenders.
There are 4 commonly banned defenders. The 3 big ones, then Valkyrie. That's it, 4.
That's it. I feel like I gotta be missing something. That it can't be that short, the list.
Yeah, I mean, the 4 most commonly banned defenders by a country mile. And then the 5th is usually Pulse.
Maybe Pulse. Well, anyway.
All information gatherers, Pulse always 5th.
Yeah, of course the trend there, if you notice, is information.
It's the greatest strength of the defenders. What do the attackers have access to? Drones.
Right.
What are they good at collecting? Information. The defenders are at a major deficit. Yes, they have the advantage of knowing the site itself and the way it's set up.
So, anyway, the point I was trying to get at too is that you might be wondering why we didn't talk about defender bans. That's why. It's because it's like copy paste almost all the time. Just a little bit of variation. This time it's Echo instead of Maestro some other time. Now, we've got a pretty standard cache setup. Interestingly, we're going to have bandit tricking attempted here. That's why, that's where the tactile ban comes in. Of course, Liquid is on attack first half, but eiNs is going to leverage that ban for their own advantage because it works that way too. Moringa's trying to time this perfectly. Drunks is going to go over for the trick. Is there anyone from below? Nope, there's a stun though. Lifeline is going to deny the trick, and so the wall will get open. So what happened there was, number one, there was a mute jammer,
楽しいと
which
聞き
needed to
ま
be
した。
EMP'd. Number two, the Thermite needs to plant
ここ3つ
a
詰めて。
exothermic charge on the wall. Now the problem usually for the attack is going to be the bandit is going to trick the wall. He'll place a battery on the wall, destroying the exothermic charge. But what happened there is the drone hole next to the wall allowed for the Zofia to shoot a lifeline through the drone hole and stun the bandit. When you stun the bandit with a lifeline, he cannot place his battery or it cancels the animation. So double stun, the wall gets guaranteed open. Nice shot from Duds to start off the killing though, as Nesk is gone. Nesk did do his job with those stuns, so it's not the end of the world, but now, of course, Nesk is one of the best fraggers in the entire world, so having him gone, not going to be really fantastic for Liquid, but of course, at least they get a
こん
full
な
watch.
忙しいと
That
さ
drone
冷凍庫で
position
冷や
by
す
Paulo,
系のやつ
probably
なんだけど
diligently by Nesk for the majority of
え
this
ぐ
round.
い冷たいこ
Major
れ
shout out to Reaper was it
頭痛かった
compiled a list of
冷たすぎて
lifetime or from a
す
set
げえこ
season.
れ
Lifetime players with the most frags, the highest rating, etc. And Nesk was what? It was like second or third best player.
Was he?
Period. Yeah, he was up there, and it was a weighty undertaking. Down goes Palu to a C4 from Drunks, and eiNs
よう
obviously
突き上げできんの
getting the start that they need. 30
情報系
seconds
ない
to
の
go as we've been talking about a variety of things in this round as
あ
Liquid has
気に入っ
taken
たのかな
precious time to get on in. They need to hurry.
Yep.
From below, the bandit, who's not going to need to bandit trick it, but you can hear the MP7 just simply shoot away. And it's Kairos that are on the wall itself. 15 seconds left, and Drunks will need to head up the red stairs. Duds eliminates Moringa, and there's only two left. Sexy Cake and PSK, the two hard supports. The Sexy Cake tries to go prone on in. He takes two down with them. 5 seconds to go. Can he get more? 1v3? No. Top the red stairs. He's gunned
多
down.
分ね
That's the end of his run. First round goes to eiNs.
So, good start for eiNs there. Of course, defender sided, it's going to be like that, no matter what. That's not going to... He's got that red.
Palu would like to argue.
He was a pretty heavy fragger, and it's actually, I think, the thing that most attracted Liquid to him as a player is he was really dominant on a team that was doing pretty poorly. It was a long time ago. So they put a pre-play C4 for the top 4 clear from Alameo. It's an interesting C4 placement, I'll say.
I've seen Alameo. We're going to struggle with
James
this.
Alameo?
Alameo is
He's got a second A in there, so I'd say Alameo. He's got 4
Alameo?
A's, right?
No, it's
No, three A's.
ALEM40. Alameo.
The 4 is an A,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Alameo.
so.
That's how I've heard other people pronounce it before. I could be incorrect, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, and I can't wait to check my Twitter mentions when I'm at 80 people telling me that I say it the wrong way, but that's fine. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard Alameo is the
Let's
way
go with
that his
Alameo.
name is the way his name is pronounced. He's a streamer. He's 18 years old. He's a young gun. He got picked up by eiNs. He's a Twitch partner as well. I've seen him around before. I've seen him stream before. I believe he's competed in
Nitro,
rivals
うまく
before
ない
when we've seen
This worked.
Portuguese teams
体
play,
調は
so,
ね
or rather the
大丈夫じゃない
Brazilian
で
teams
す
play.
ね結構
C4 worked.
C4 did work. Palu is down.
So that's Alameo's C4.
They'll have to retrieve him. You have to be very
す
careful.
ごいな
with
ワイラン
Sexy
ド
Cake.
ニ
There
ト
was
ロ
a
で
Valkyrie camera as well that was being
飛ば
used
した
to
り
provide the
忍者させた
information
り
for
して
that
る
C4 to go off.
But I mean, you put
So
your
what do you call this
Apollo
called?
on low HP, and that's already worth it.
Excellent.
Oh, the
え
cam's there, still.
There's multiple cams. Michael Valkyrie gets 3 of them.
Yes, but the camera that was for the C4 is still there, surprisingly. In fact, all of them are still intact.
面
I'm
白いな
shocked by that. There's one in the bar, there's one here, and there's one above. So they haven't even lost utility on information.
They just lost the cam. It looks like the sledge Apollo saw the cam right as Alameo got off it,
Okay.
and now you've lost it upstairs. Obviously, we can't check the Valkyrie camera, so we can only speculate. But yep, it was up there, and yeah, it looks like it.
All the while, a lot of time being spent here. Paulu's being called over to open this up, but actually Nesk is going to get impatient, use one of his breaches. He's getting impatient there, actually. The sledge was just about to arrive. This is, of course, to achieve the angle that we'll see into Church, the one that you saw Paulu using just now. It's going to be a really powerful angle to use. Will afford quite a lot of information to Liquid, and it'll allow them to light up Drunks inside of Church, which is a good answer back to Paulu.
Fire going over top of the church wall now is
Oh.
Tricky is going to be available, but it is a Kaid. Keep that in mind. We'll be able to get both. Doesn't look like it's going to get either. It's taken out, and there goes the wall to the exothermic charge.
Oh.
Drunks is there. C4 gets tossed out. Down
ニトロ
goes
うまない
TCSG eliminates the drone, and he's got a peek hole on his bottom right of the wall that needs to be very
ことご
wary
と
of.
くニトロでやられるよ
PSK is watching. LMAO finds Palu. He'd done some damage earlier on,
パル
and
は
he'll
どこ
get
で
the rest of it. That's just a bit of negligence as PSK looks to finish off one. Moringa finds Drunks, and Liquid will charge on in. They've got control of the back of Church, and will go for the plant. Moringa though with Nesk and PSK watching. Where's Duds? He's got a rotate hole. LMAO on the flank. He sees a dead body. Down for him. He takes 2 out of action, and that's all they wrote for Liquid on that second round. 2 in a row for eiNs.
That's a big win for Alameo. He got the initial C4 and I think a 3K in that round. So much damage done, so much information gathered by one player, and eiNs really worked around him and managed to collapse
パ
despite
ルブルーブルーでやられたの
me. They collapsed upon the planter in unison. The actual put... As
OGA Pit. You can't just say Pit. It's not like you're friends. It's not Brad Pitt. You're not pals with it. You don't take it out for lunch
if
dates.
I were a friend with Brad Pitt, I would call him Brad.
Maybe he wants to be called Pitt. You don't know. You're not friends with him. You can't ask him that question, so you don't know.
Okay. I'm just not gonna labor that point anymore.
It's like calling OGA Pit. It's like, here we are at ES.
We do say SI.
Well, that's because that's the brand.
What was it?
バーソークやってんだけど
OP? Can we call it OP?
UB instead of Ubisoft. Call it UB.
People say UB all the time.
No, that's what I'm saying. That would have been a better example to prove me wrong. You can't just say Pit. You can say OGA. You can't say.
What about like OP?
Is that OGA Pit just condensed?
Yeah, OP.
Absolutely not.
No, not allowed. By the way, while
is a
we
bar
are
stock
while
defense.
you're bantering,
Yeah,
there
this
is
is a bar stock defense happening in front of us,
you know
which requires quite a lot of conversation. Down goes Duds. A lot of the way that teams play this is they completely destroy that wall at a stock level. That's exactly what's happened here. There's some vertical presence.
階層の1枚も閉めてないんだこれ
and hatches to drop.
下そんな枚数いるかランジ2枚トイレ2枚
Any video game ever is taken out at the top of red stairs or main stairs.
あ6枚必要で上ハッチ2枚ああそうか
doesn't have rate of fire.
監視壁を閉めるとそうなっちゃうのか
I will never forget. There was an NA player who once said the
Record
UMP is
さんこんにちは
only good. The UMP is only good at shooting people in the back.
Yeah, I mean it's something along those lines. You're only going to win gunfights if you have a really precise headshot, which happens with these kinds of players,
Yeah.
or if you get the advantage in some way. You catch them by the side or in the back, or you have information with a pre-fire. Anyway, moving on. This is a really interesting take we're seeing from Liquid right now. Looks like they want to go for stock. They're going to have to take garage, open that up into lounge, then they can pinch their stock and go for a plant. There's lots of denial tools though from eiNs to stop that.
Vitz is all alone inside a strip club right now. C4 for the Kaid if required. Drunks does not hold a C4. He's got the impact, so the Kaid's the only one with explosive potential at the moment if you look at the lineup that eiNs has.
I wonder if Maestro's going to use that.
Actually, he doesn't. He had barbed wire, so there's 0 C4s available here. All right.
Alameo's using the boost spot atop the bar. This is a really difficult spot to achieve, but as a Maestro, he could do a lot of work from here. If the enemy doesn't know that that he's doing that, he might be able to wreak havoc on a stock take. He also has a castle barricade from the front door to protect him. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Alameo, the player on the bar right now, if he stands up, he will see over the bar and into the entirety of stock. So Liquid, having not accounted for that just yet, might face destruction if Alameo's gun lights up.
どう
And
す
that
るでしょ
whole
うこ
wall
こから
being shot out means that there's nothing that's going to impede him. Meanwhile, look at the clock, 40 seconds. Liquid have done nothing other than take Duds out, which was a very early frag at the start of the round, and have made limited progress since. Down goes the volcanic shield, but there goes the plant from Sexy Cake. Is anybody watching? Trunks is down below. LMAO finds PSK.
あれ
Plant's
あ
going
6
down
抜かれてんのか
successfully, but eiNs comes alive via
ま
Nesk
さか
with
ね
2 big kills. Nesk finds one. He's still upright, but he gets taken out.
なんかインテンス強いやん
It's
普通に
now a 3v1. Paulu's above and he can watch that diffuser. He'll have to be shaken off of that second floor. But you've got so many people left. If you're eiNs, you can send 2 of them above to try and contest against the sledge. Don't feed yourself down to the counter diffuse. Paulu hears some things breaking around him. He edges towards the top. Diffuse going down, counter disabling, and Drunks wins it. Liquid falls and eiNs on defense. They're unshakable. They complete the rotation. The bar stock as the third side.
インテンス強いじゃん
Attack is playing in 3 rounds.
Really well done.
やることがしっかり決まってるの。
Season finals, season 7. Liquid's gonna need to be
よく
better
で
though.
も
They
あれ
thought
抜
they
いたな。
got Ints
あ
looking,
外
but didn't
倉庫外
expect
か。
there to be a play happening after that diffuser went down, and a lot of it was on VNX.
There's been a lot of really interesting rounds so far, and okay, I really want to highlight this again because I think this is really important. We shouldn't be getting crazy about how Ints got 3 rounds on Liquid right now for one reason only. This club,
しんどい。
or they're not on basement, they're on defense, I should say. They have been on basement though, Ints to defend that. One thing that is pretty cool and pretty crazy that we can freak out about is how Ints has defended bar successfully. That is uncommon, at least. A lot of time being spent here. They're waiting for Nesk to get in position with the lifeline, as you can see. He's got to put a claymore down, he's got to rotate over, he's got to reload his gun. Here he goes for the lifeline. And now they should be able to start the process of opening up the wall. Meanwhile, we've seen a lot of time wasted. Door gets opened up from the B window to deny the denial of the lifeline. Only 1 stun is necessary, only 2 stuns are used, and the wall gets opened up.
A lot of utility used, but you've shaken the bandit off. Drunks got out of there right away, and we had a beautiful view of that to see the bandit fall off and not bother contesting it whatsoever. He's got information from the Evil Eye to give him a call if somebody deserves to, or somebody decides to push on in, and instead he'll actively trick a much easier wall to take, which is a construction wall.
Which is smart, because we've seen a lot of attacks come in through construction, workshop, and open up that wall, and you've got the server wall open, you've got that wall open. It's hard to lose as an attacker at that point, unless you've already taken too many,
ガレージ守る型だこいつ
The
は。
worry you need to have if you are a team on defense here is that you get trapped inside of the site. And if your roamers die early or you give up too much map control, then you get swamped on the actual site. In this case, Ints hasn't lost anything. Still got all 5 alive, a minute to go, and this is a bit plotting given the fact that Ints has players off site. Down goes Duds. So you've taken the Maestro out. It was a rotate that was coming on in through the top of garage, a catwalk.
Really big kill there, because that's the crossfire that the defenders were relying upon to hold onto their site. The Xcaro's not exposed to Drunks here, but the second set will be. He's got to go for it. He's going to C4. That's actually kind of delayed a decision or belated
結
decision
局足元開いたら意味ないと思うんだけど。
Drunks specifically. He could have done a lot
イン
more
トロ
work
で
there
消
with
して
that
も。
C4.
It does not look like, due to the metal bar in the middle of the
これ
building,
箱裏入
get
る
in,
じゃ
and
ん。
Vitz will start it off for Ints, taking Nesk out. He's the first frag for Liquid, so they'll bounce back to a certain extent.
Not fully, though.
Drunks has walked up the top of red stairs. He's got Vitz nearby. A frag grenade will hold him at bay. Palu finds LMAO. And Drunks is still holding down that construction door. He'll have to walk in. The SMG-11 can be controlled by Vitz as the plant goes down from Sexy. PSK will watch over top. You're going to need to peek on in, but they are dying to all the crossfires established. And Liquid with the perfect execute and coverage as Sexy Cake is completely immune to the push from Ints. The very first round on the board for Team Liquid will come.
So that round was really interesting. A couple things I want to highlight. One,
入りきらないんだな。
didn't necessarily need to C4 that, and if he had decided to C4 it, he should have sooner when he had 2 sets available.
2枚も空いてれば。
That's number 1.
ロック入れちゃ
Number
う
2,
もんな。
if he hadn't C4'd that, he would have been able to deny the plant from below. He didn't need to leave. And if he had denied the plant from below one time, I think that would have been the end of the round for Liquid, considering how little time there was left in the round. Liquid got a little bit lucky with a couple different factors, where, whether it be the C4 as denial, whether it be the initial pick onto the player on catwalk, the Maestro, or just the fact that the rushes to try and stop that plant were unsuccessful from Ints. But it worked out for Liquid, and that's what's really important. They finally put themselves on the board. Liquid only needs 1 more round to have a decent half. If a 4-2 on attack, you're okay. A 3-3, you're winning if you get that as an attacking team. And if you flip the script and you get a 4-2 as an attacking team, well, it's pretty much over on Clubhouse. That's typically how it goes. Now, not always, mind you. We have had, believe it or not, Clubhouse matches where every attack is won. Crazy, but it happens. This is not going to be one of those, though, obviously.
5 seconds remaining.
As we've already established. Now, ooh, what's that going to get? Maybe
It's going to get the wall upstairs.
Underneath?
Let's go get the bathroom wall.
Yeah, probably a bathroom wall.
Bathroom wall from underneath. Sonics did this a lot in North America when they played on Cafe.
You get a lot of that. Well, the cafe one's, I think, a little bit more known. That one, definitely known too. Never seen it thrown personally. But we have seen it used. We did see a match where that was being employed. We just never got to see it actually thrown, the specific location where.
And this time.
And
そう
now we
しっかり
know.
俺
Now
敵
we
にと
know.
の警戒してるけ
We're
ど
learning, chat.
We are learning.
どういう感じなんだろう
Learn
これ
with us. Come on this journey.
So this is going to be a roam setup that we see from a lot of teams. This has been popularized by
いや
some
もう
North
PL
American
講座
teams
と
and
か
is
してる
now
余裕がねえ
used
わ
by other regions, including
もうただ見
EU,
てるだ
who did
け
yesterday and now Latin America as well.
は
And
あ
that's
体
castle
調が悪い
barricades on the main floor that will assist in a roam of the second floor. It will waste a lot of time and a lot of
だ
utility.
らだら見てるだけで
Clubhouse
す
is not
こ
that
のさん
hard
こ
to
んにちは
drone out, but when there are mute jammers stopping you, and maybe a Mozzie on the board, in this case there isn't, it can
あ
become
ね配信
quite
始めたらいいけどね全然体
Right,
調
took
悪
a
いん
bit
だ
of
よ
damage on a fight just outside the garage. He knows he's got somebody from eiNs trapped inside a stock, or at least he hopes trapped.
More-
Because
more
there's at
いいかな
least
と
two ways out of
思う
stock, given that rotate in towards bar.
You know, the mute Mozzie combo, which again, but that combo is just fatiguing for the droners. Nask will get the first kill here. Duds eliminated. Now Moringa has eaten a lot of damage, so it's not the end of the world for eiNs, but they lost their Legion, which is an operator that generates more traps over time.
お大
Will
事
no
にして
longer
く
be
ださいありがと
generated
うご
in
ざい
this
ま
round.
す
Alameo, though, responds with the C4 onto
Nito
Nask,
no
so
tsuyoku
once
ne.
again, one of the
Umai na,
premier
hontou
players
ni.
on Liquid. Gone.
It's funny,
毎
as you
回
said, you know,
削られ
Nest
てる
should
や
be
ん
the first death. He's been the first death for Liquid. Whether it comes after they've already killed a couple people from eiNs or not, he's been the first death for Liquid 3 times, I think, of the 5 rounds.
Pretty, like a lot, yeah.
I mean, when you're the entry, like we said, you're usually going to be in that altercation. So, I mean, if your Thermite's dying first, it's a lot more grave than if Nest is
遊撃をまる
dying
で置いて
first.
ないよ
Though Nest going down is rough, especially with Moringa on such low HP. Here's the thing, though. Liquid
IQ 版
need
じゃ
to
ない
make sure that they're not
けど
going
まあ
to
IQ 入
be
れる余地はない
in
か
such a bad shape that when
え
they
カメラ
actually push
じゃ
the
ないのに
site,
こんな突き上げされる
they don't get pummeled by eiNs. And that's what I say because, and I say that because there's a minute left,
すごいな。
just under a minute left. Look at
か
the
なり
amount of
見
time
てずの
that
クラブハウ
eiNs
ス
has
面
burned
白いぞ
off of this clock for it.
Yeah, we've only got just a little bit left.
This
on
is-
clock. As you said, this angle right here on Moto is going to be super important, but the only able to get one. Sexy Cake gets the refrag, but VNX there, long range with the FO12 will secure Sexy Cake in the hallway.
It's what's known as pull spot here. Moringa's still low on HP. He hasn't been involved in anything, but there's Vince with two. For his trouble. They line up perfectly. How does this even happen? We'll see it from his perspective.
おどこまでさんありがとうございます
Just a little bit of spam there.
They,
That's all it
they
takes.
do stack up.
次は万全の体調で臨みたいと思います
Price one, my dad always says.
Yeah, I think that the TCSG, and I haven't tested this, but I think it has some of the lowest recoil of any DMR.
あ
Not 100% sure. Technically, by the way, for the newer viewers, not a DMR. It's a little bit of an inside joke. It's a shotgun with slugs that acts like a DMR. So
あまりにも体調が悪い
now, that round was a couple different things. One, it was eiNs putting up a little bit of barbed wire upstairs. Not literal barbed wire, but actually like slowing down the attack. They managed to waste a whole heck of a lot of time. They got the entry frag of Sexy Cake. Not Sexy Cake, but rather of Nest. And when the push came in, there was no control of Moto, strangely. When you're trying to push down main stairs, you generally have to open up the Moto drop down and then have someone play on it so that none of the defenders can push through Moto to stop you in the hallway. In this case, we saw two different people on the defense hold Moto and slow down / kill players on Liquid. We also had one player by pole spot in Armory where you saw the ally get the kill with the FO12, and that crossfire needs to not be a crossfire for you to push that hallway. That's the whole point I'm trying to talk about. You got to get the drop down before you push the hallway. So I'm not really sure what happened there for Liquid. It was a little bit confusing. Probably just comes down to them not having a whole lot of time, and they felt rushed. But generally, I don't expect Liquid to be the type of team that gets put into a position where they feel rushed and then panics and rushes like they just did. Well, it'll be Jim now. It's the first Jim defense. Interestingly, not going back to cash. Inter saying, you know
う
what,
わ
we
ー
can't
そ
win
の
cash.
ショットガン
We're
でこ
never
うする
going
の
to it again.
渋っ弾9発しかないやん
I mean, why not? You
Yeah.
just won church. If
や
you're
ば
eiNs,
す
you
ぎ
go up 5-1 here.
やばす
2
ぎ
is
だろ
much
マジ
more
で
common, but
弾9発しかないやん
potential is there. We haven't seen them take a crack at Jim yet, so we don't exactly know what to fully expect, though the Goyo will be used to waste a lot of time and soften up Liquid's push somewhere around the Jacuzzi side of things. At least that's the way that we've seen traditionally Goyo be played. Though there is much more of a focus from eiNs on the cache and CCTV
インテンスのクラブハウス面白いからパクロ
We see this
こ
go
れパクる価値
5-1
あり
for eiNs, then Liquid's in a tricky spot. As much as a 4-2 is like it's standard, it's okay. A 5-1, that means you're on the precipice of match point for the rest of the rounds, and that's just never a comfortable place to be, even if you're Team Liquid. So there's a lot of pressure on Liquid right now to win this, and on a site that they're not familiar with because they haven't had to attack it yet.
And it would be a major deflating moment for Liquid after they've had a pretty good couple months here. They are a much less reliable team in best of ones, though, and that's something they need to keep in mind of. Oh no, Alamo almost kills himself.
Close, but not quite, I guess. Drunks might be impact tricking here for the second exothermic. He's got to set up because the flashes might disorient him. Oh, a nade. That's going to miss. Will the impact trick hit? Yes! There goes the exothermic charge. And eiNs can hold up the bathroom push. There is Habana, but at least you get the big hole.
It was beautiful spectator work as well to be able to see that whole
この攻めでトイレ割れないのはもう終わりだな。
Yes.
And Trunks sacrifices a tiny bit of his HP in order to stave off a push from Liquid in towards the bathroom. There goes the wall from Zofia. Armeo still playing behind this volcanic shield. He took some damage on one earlier when his C4 claimed it. He'll wait for the time being.
うわ
You can see that all, not
子供イングレも
all,
好
but
き
many players on eiNs are
Eh,
primed
good.
to be killed. Low on HP. So this could be winnable for Liquid, even though there's not a lot of time left.
Paul's going to drone himself into construction.
Come
Drunks
on,
get
son.
spotted. They
Son,
know he's still
one
playing
shot.
inside the
Son, one
bathroom,
shot.
but all these windows are being held by Liquid, and they'll find one on Alameo as he peeks around the corner. Drunks just narrowly
発しかないけ
misses
ど
on the Zofia. There goes a toxic canister from his own teammate. Oh my, you can't get away with that. VNX takes out Moringa, so we're back at a 4v4, even though Liquid started things off so well. There's two more from them answered by Drunks. An advantage that Liquid still holds. Sexy Cake is 1 HP away from death, though. Can you manage to take him out of this? VNX, you gotta know the plant's going down. He captures one inside a construction, traded off by PSK. Sexy Cake is on 1 HP. Drunks will need one single shot to the thermite. He pulls out his pistol. Why? Because he's all out of ammo on the TCSG. This is going to be mighty tough. And it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be anything. It's going to be a Liquid victory.
体調はね、
4-2
大丈夫じゃないですね。
scoreline for eiNs in the first half. Still pretty good, but it's what we come to expect from most clubhouse defenses. Teams will swap sides.
Disappointingly for eiNs, they
Kind
had
of
a potential there, or a chance to deny the plant going down.
言って
We
ずいな
actually saw a
クラ
push
ブハウ
from
ス
the Jaeger
かなりいい
of
感じだ
eiNs, I believe. But he didn't check for the planter for some reason. I can't believe he didn't hear it. Tapping away, usually you can tell that the plant's going down, or maybe there's a camera of some sort. I'm really surprised that call didn't come out, or that VNX didn't
Oh,
check to see
Zero-san.
the thermite, who was exposed
sorry.
thanks to those holes that were opened up at ankle height.
いや
As
防衛は別に何でもいいんだけど攻撃が
It's just troubling. If that denial of the plant had come out, it would have been around for eiNs, and we would be at
火
5
花
right
とかの
now.
方が
eiNs have just
全
left
体を
the
見や
door
すいから
open for Liquid, and their
いいかなって
potential
感じは
to
する
win this match
マップによるけど
is pretty high because of that round.
でもマッ
Liquid
プに
are
よっ
very
て
happy about that.
結構いろいろや
60K
ってるか
really
ら
clutch on the plant there.
そんな感じ
What I've really liked about this
Ducky.
match so far is we've gotten to see a number of really smart, really well-coordinated moves. The
終わりです
retake
よ
from eiNs
隊
on
長は
bar stock. The crossfires held on Cash by Liquid. That juggling sequence by the Goyo inside of the bathroom. That's 3 rounds out of 6 where we have captured not just small things, some of them massive. But we have gotten to see the exact look at what makes the depth of this game where it is, and
僕なんか
what really
カウン
separates
ターオ
the
ペレ
good
ーターや
teams
って
from
る
the
マップあったっけなマーベリックか火花かサッチャーか
It's a
最
team that
近は
merits
そんな
more
と
than
ころ
8% in community vote.
I think I would have said they deserve more than 8%.
Well, you did say it.
Yeah,
まれにゾ
before
フィア
it
使った
started.
り
Yeah, but I think now that people are going to get to see it, it's a little bit more obvious. And I'm really impressed by eiNs. Of course, it's
結
4-2 in
局
the
自由に動
defensive
かせて
half, so
強い
that's
の
what you
が
would
スピークイー
expect.
ジだから
But still,
基
they
本的
didn't
に
make any major
ね
mistakes. And
スピーク
Liquid
イー
is
ジ
the
が
type of
割とこう
team
やって
that
た時
even
もあっ
if
たん
you
だけど
expect
それだとポイントに圧をかける人がいなくなるからポイント中ドローン回してって
usually will deny you that. They're the
だ
type
か
of
ら
team that
僕が割り食
they're
で
so
ポイン
proficient
トに
they
圧かけ
win
た
on
り
the
ドローン回したりし
disadvantaged
つつ
side
自由な動きは
more
好きな時
often
に好
than
きなようにや
many
っていいよっていう風にしてるから
It's going toe to toe with some big dogs right now, and
あ
it's
いつ
impressive
好きな
stuff.
動きしてもね
This is
結
a really
構
nice
ね
angle he can use from
味方のためになるようなことし
VNX.
てくれるから
It
ね
is going to deny
お任せできるんだ
tricking
よ
to an
ね
extent. Not entirely. You can get
好き
some
な動きって
players
いう
who
の
are
は
going to be
イコー
crossing
ルチー
that
ムのためになってるから結
as they
構あ
attempt
り
to
がたい
impact trick. but it's not a guarantee or anything along those lines. The best way you can do that is to open
あ
up
い
the
つの
entirety
海
of
岸
the
線の
kitchen
ジャッカル
floor.
の
We've
時
seen
マ
that
ジで
happen
よかった
before.
わ
There is no sledge on Ints' side though, so Buck is going to have to be exceptionally efficient with the skeleton key if he wants to open
必要な
the
時にフッカーのロック入れてて
I don't
必
know,
要
a
な
lot of
時
people
に
prefer a buck on
Yeah,
Clubhouse
then
recently,
tweeted it.
though Latin America was holding on to
So
a
I'm thinking
sledge as a
Dude,
region a
I
lot
did.
longer than other
Change
regions.
the
I think they've fallen in love with Buck is capable of accomplishing. It's only one X that goes off, maybe two at most, but it has successfully stopped that hatch.
They're going to use more impacts to get the last X-Gyros.
So-
That means the drop won't be opened.
The mistake was trying to put more X-Kairos down after you'd already got that opening.
あれをね何も言わずにやってくれるっていうねめちゃくちゃすごいと思う
The
普通
remaining
に
X-Kairos at that point,
Yeah, I mean,
you got to do more to push the defenders out before you throw those down. That was a big mistake by Ints.
there were still two sets of impacts there. Liquid's not sweating the drop. They stacked a lot of impacts in that corner to deny getting opened
ボール
regardless
ズ
of
クラッチ決
anything
めた
you
後
do.
に喜びすぎてルークにランドピックにな
Yeah,
ってませんでした
not
ああ
the
そうだ
right
っけ
answer there from Ints.
どのビ
C4
ラ
will get drunks, and there goes your thermite. So
Boy,
the
tiene
turf
nada.
wall's not getting opened either. Hard destruction successfully denied
こ
for
れ結構適
Ints.
当だからね
They're going to have to struggle through these bottlenecks that Liquid are holding really well.
That's tough. Lesser on the vector as well. Maybe they know something we don't because it's the second time we've seen it today.
Somebody told me it was an extended barrel, by the way.
It could be an. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it could be the extended barrel.
あとはメンバー変えてロール変えたのがもう少し馴染んだなって感じかな
It's really hard to tell because it's kind of blurry.
Here comes the push, though. Ints with 2 kills. Liquid grabs another. That's Nesk as he's quarterbacking the defense, playing over by Pulse Spot. SK has not been shaken off
ま
on
だ
Church, but
X が馴染むのに時間かかりそうだか
got
ら
Moringa there with him. Moringa's still playing behind the shield, but he pops up and somehow Ints wins. 5-2. I was not expecting that after how things started, and I don't know as much of our focus was
何こ
on
れ
just our one operator on the screen.
Yeah, we didn't get to see most of the take.
If Liquid had just simply taken a lot of 50-50s and ended up on the wrong side of all of them.
It happens. What I will say, though, is it's very unsurprising the way that that turned out because let's just run through a scenario real quick, guys. It's the one that we just saw play out.
All right.
All of your hard destruction is denied on the relevant dropdowns, that being, and the wall. The church wall, the kitchen wall, not opened up by Habana or Thermite because of denial tools used by Liquid effectively. So let's run through. Let's just go ahead and say that that's happened, and you're at about an even man count with only 30-ish seconds left in the round. Who wins that on a basement clubhouse defense? 9 out of 10 times, that would be the defense. Not so in this case. Again, we didn't see all of the engagements that happened elsewhere, but that was just a really surprising result from Ints. They put themselves, again, on the precipice of match point, 5-2. They need but one more round to guarantee themselves 1 point. Be impressive stuff. At the minimum 1 point, of course.
やべえ関節痛くなってきた
Cash CCTV defense from Team Liquid. At what point do you start to panic if you're them? Are you already panicking?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, well, let's look at panic as something that I don't see Liquid really have very much online. If I'm being honest, I've seen Liquid panic on lands before. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But online, I don't know. I think they'll be able to balance things out. Maybe take a few more rounds. But what I'm seeing right now is not necessarily panic. More possibly. It could be, you know, that Liquid's not fully prepared for a match like this. I'm not going to say that as a authority because I'm not in Liquid. I don't know what their daily routine is right now. But I don't think that they were expecting Ints to be as proficient as they are proving themselves to be right now. There's also a couple different things that going on with the Ints playstyle that is less predictable for anyone really. The way that Ints won that last round, for example, was just by rushing bottlenecks and winning gunfights.
Yeah.
Like, we can't skip around that. That's hard to counter.
I really wish we had seen what happened in that previous round between Liquid and Ints when it came to every single
Yeah.
gunfight being taken.
Yeah.
Ints got
いい風呂はないと思うけどな。
3 or 4 kills in the span of 5 seconds.
So we only saw the last
わからんけ
gunfight.
ど
And that's true. And then, yeah, we saw the smoke playing behind the
喉
deployable
痛くない
shield,
し
which at that point, a smoke and a 1v4. It's still very winnable, but
And that's exact situation.
in that exact situation, when you are as pinned down as you are and you know that they're pushing you from
いい
3
ねバリ
angles,
ケー
you're
ド
not
張っ
really
てゾキアのコンカッション食らわないよ
It's
うにして
looking
るけど
to open up this wall. Where's the Zofia? Is the question because they're waiting for the Zofia to. And the wall has
ゾフィアを
the
呼ん
door
だ
has
が
been
もうバリ
replaced.
ケードはす
So
でに
Dud's
張られ
coming
てる
over.
の
It
で
took him a long time. We're halfway
バ
through
ン
the
ビットが
round.
持ちつけて
It's
しまうあ
Kaid
突き上
and
げ
a
になったな
bandit. So you're going to try and
下に
hard
入った情
deny.
報
Here
が入っ
comes the
て
second EMP. Door's been
突き上げを
opened
回
up.
避
So the lifeline will be successful in stopping. And there's an impact from below. No, nade from below. Correction. Lots of utility just went into that hole. It was a utility dump for both the defenders and the attackers. The attack comes out
しっかりし
slightly
てん
on
ね
top. I will say
リ
though,
キッドも
too much
インテーズも
And what a juggle it was, though, from the defenders. Yeah, PSK and Moringa both joining in on the fight here. Still, the wall gets opened up. You're very right. We've seen that with teams where they'll use a Capitao Bolt, they'll use EMPs, they'll use Sophia Stuns, they'll use a Thermite Charge, and
そ
most
れ
of
しゃがみで
the
やってて大
utilities
丈夫な
will
セ
get
ク
that
シー
wall
キッ
open.
ク頭出てないのこ
Can
れ
be worthwhile, but in this instance, I think the time is the greater loss
Yeah,
for a
really.
team like eiNs. I was saying the same thing, though, about the previous round, is that they were taking too much time, and the next thing you know, they picked up 4 kills in
the span of a few seconds.
yeah, in a hurry. So.
Yeah.
Sexy Cake is entrenched upstairs. A frag grenade will land in his lap, and you can see that he'll do battle below with VNX. He's going to get pushed from multiple angles. Takes out the Thermite. Pops up. Can he grab the Thatcher as
強い
well?
強い強い
He knows that there's multiple people down there. He won't get past the buck.
でもいい仕事だ
PSK jumps on in, takes out Vitz. So eiNs finds himself one behind, even though Liquid gets that opening pick. Duds finds PSK. Palu can creep on up. Nesk is watching the opening. And the breach hole. This is going to be a problem for Duds. And if you look at the HP, there's almost no way they make it in. They're all on flashing HP. They don't even amount to half of an operator as LMAO goes for the plant. Palu finds VNX. Down he goes. C4. Another one tossed in for good measure, but Liquid cleans up. As you'd imagine. 5-3 for eiNs, but Team Liquid strike back.
Big win there for Liquid, and I gotta say the linchpin is Sexy Cake in the garage, using that Alda. Oh boy, is it a proficient weapon, and he is a proficient user of said weapon. Now, Sexy Cake inflicted so much damage. He only got 1 kill, mind you, but he inflicted so much damage that the actual take, when it came out from the attackers, it was too low on HP. There was no way they were going to be able to get that plant down and successfully cover it in an even man count situation. So a nice try there from eiNs, gotta say, but really just taking so much with him to his grave in terms of the enemy's utility, time, and manpower. Another thing, of course, this utility dump and time waster.
結構ねインテーズとねリキッド面白い試合してるよ
We talked about it when it was happening.
これリキッド負けても納得いくなっていう試合内容なんかリキッドが悪いって感じじゃないかもインテーズがうまいわ普通になんかわけわかんないことされて負けたんかなと思ったらわけわかんないことのレベルが結構高かった全体を通してインテーズの防衛はかなり良かったしニトロの精度がめちゃくちゃ高い本当にインテーズ割といい防衛してるねちゃんとそのニトロで飛ばしたいところも最初にカメラ入れてたりするしもう入れてないラウンドも結構飛ばしてるんだよね普通にレベルが高いあパクる価値ありこれ僕らパクるんでよろしくお願いしますインテーズの防衛スタイルまた1個パターン増えちゃうよ宣言しとくよインテーズの防衛パクるよ
I wonder if they use the West Coast servers then. Because I remember, yeah, they usually use CUS. It depends on the
チームの
map,
移動ねいろんな移動をね持ってた方がね強いからね
So Duds has just walked on in because I don't think there's anybody inside a cache. Castle will play around the corner and Duds sees the
それこそ昔はじゃんけんなんかに例えられたけど
It's going to be X Carol's used to open up the cache wall. Duds
グー
gets
チョキ
sexy
パ
kick as
ー
he
持ってる
peeks
と
wild in
じ
cache.
ゃんけんで当たった時
It's
に
an early
自
kill.
分の手札が多いから
Considers
グーしか持ってないチームが
rounds
昔は多
overall.
かっ
Palu's wall gets opened up from behind, and he's eliminated by Duds, who
た
gets
グ
the
ーチョキパー
second
全
kill
部持
as
ってない
well.
といけないからね
Team Liquid falling apart,
パク
but
って
Moringa
吸
there
収
to
して
try and stop
全
the
部持つん
bleeding
で
as
す
he
わ
gets Duds on the balcony. The door, rather, window has just been opened up. LMAO is going to get Moringa. It's all down to Nesk and PSK, the last line for Liquid. They're going to have to work some magic to make it happen. And honestly, Nesk is one of those players that can do that. And so can PSK, to be real with you.
PSK これ
He's got
大
the
丈夫ちょっ
CCS
と怪
piece,
しい
so
け
he
ど
can win those heads-up gunfights, especially on
PCSG 使
3v1
えないタイプの
1v1.
人間じゃないこれ
It's going to be the Jacuzzi balcony gets opened up
ちゃん
next.
とドローニング
Trunks
し
goes
て
for it. Kite Electrica has been placed.
経済の存在確認し
And
まして
there is potential for another EMP, but what just
お
happened
う
there,
今日残し
they're
て
going
る
to
ん
have
だ
to
ね
use up another EMP just to get the wall open. That's really smart use there from PSK. Nesk playing inside of office. He's going to be pressured from the drop down. 2 players on the roof still for eiNs. One thing to note is that while eiNs have such an extreme advantage, they are not throwing it away. They want to use it to win the round. They're playing smart. They're droning out. They're using all of their time.
No matter what happens, if they get this final kill on Nesk as he peeks and he loses his fight, there it is. It's 1 point for eiNs as they move on to match point. That immediately nullifies, what, 87% of the community. Liquid.
It's not possible. Standard I've ever seen Liquid play at, but they're not playing like they're throwing the match. They're looking pretty all right. The thing that I'm noticing more often than not is eiNs are just winning these fights, man. Yes. You don't often see Liquid being the ones losing fights.
Yeah, and they have been. Duds in particular, Vitz in particular, they've been winning their fights when they shouldn't be against arguably better aimers on Liquid.
What you would expect to be.
You would expect to be, historically.
Yes.
Would expect them to be. And
Some of the best.
There's no downplaying this. Liquid have played well, and that's the one thing I want to point out about this match.
It's a really good one.
You look at Black Dragon, you look at Black Dragons, and you look at Elevate. Both teams, they played a little rough. You look at Nip versus FaZe. Both teams played well, but they both committed mistakes. Liquid and eiNs are both playing this match well. eiNs is just playing better, and I think that's the thing to take note of.
It's exciting.
If you are looking at this and you do a post-mortem on this matchup, if eiNs ends up prevailing, and Liquid does not come back to draw this matchup, if you look at eiNs, you cannot turn around and say that they won by luck. You cannot turn around and say that Liquid had a bad game. Liquid is not a great game, but they're still playing not much worse than you'd usually expect them to. They're not playing at that 10 out of 10 level you think from Liquid, but that's fine. And I think a big part of this is because eiNs is playing better, and it's shutting them down. Yeah,
it's putting Liquid in a corner, and you can kind of feel it by the way that Liquid are playing. It definitely, there's this sense of almost like Liquid are playing like they've been defeated. And we're not done yet. But I'm not really noticing any plays being made by Liquid. I'm not noticing them actually gaining this advantage early on, getting aggressive, trying to fight back. Right now, what I'm witnessing is eiNs is softening up the site. They're putting themselves in a great position to execute onto the site, and they've got the tools they need to attack this site without too many casualties. Will the impact tricking be successful? No! A missed impact from Sexy Cake, and the kitchen drop down is open. That is terrible for Liquid, especially on what could be the final round.
And Liquid struggled still on this site with that hatch staying closed. Now it's open and free for the taking of eiNs. 50 seconds left on the clock, and you've done something that you hadn't been able to do before, which is further pressure onto Liquid. Nesk lower on HP as his feet get picked away at. Same with Sexy Cake. This is going to be a challenge. Palu shaky misses his fight once again against Duds, and Nesk takes even further damage.
Look at the HP.
Liquid are taking their lumps left, right, and center. Try to bounce a stun on down to coordinate against the push towards Armory and see which one you hit. You're only going to take one. Is it Sexy Cake or is it Nesk? But here's a breath of fresh air. PSK takes down Alameo. Trunks is in. With bits coming from dirt. Nesk is down. Sexy Cake. He's done. Palu manages to fight back. Fitz is there. But VNX will cover the cross. He just narrowly misses the head of the bandit. Diffuser goes down. And Moringa, though, with 2 kills, one of which is a team kill. And Liquid will win the round. Diffuser does not end up going down at the last second. It gets saved, and Liquid will stay alive for the time being.
That was incredibly back and forth, and it should have been. But I can't say it. One cash once.
Yeah, well.
With flavor.
We'll get the metaphor.
Okay, they're gonna.
That's like a medicine.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I took 2 pills of metaphor this morning.
Yeah, it's like maybe more like cough medicine.
You should have taken your pills of metaphor because maybe you would have got that one.
Yeah, maybe.
That's okay.
Sometimes I'm just a little too literal. Now, anyway, Liquid is holding on to cash. Sexy Cake positioned once again in the garage. He did so much work there the last time. Ooh, and Palu's going to get Duds to start things off. This is looking good for Liquid. They want that 1 point, but VNX is in lounge, which is huge. As a buck in lounge, he can work so much of the site to his team's advantage by opening up from below. He's going to actually do us one better. He's going to nade from below and eliminate PSK. No bandit tricking anymore for Team Liquid. That's a really good play from VNX, making up for his blunder in the last round. The wall gets opened up because the bandit's dead, thanks to that nade from below. And now eiNs can execute onto the site. Once again, same as the last time we were on cash, Sexy Cake, he's still alive in garage. eiNs has to do something about Sexy Cake before they push the site, otherwise they won't be able to plant. Because he's got a crossfire with his teammates.
コーチの話ですけ
They
ど、
have
ま
to
だ
do
ちゃんと
something
決まって
without
ないですけ
causing
ど、
themselves too much
ヒ
harm
ント
in
だ
the
け出すとみん
process.
なの知ってるあの人が来ま
The
すね。
sexy cake, well, he's really good, and especially with that Alda. Oh, the NX is eating some damage. He
め
tries
ちゃ
to
くちゃ
open
ざ
up
っくり
garage.
紹介。
He'll die to his zapper too. Evil
I
Eye.
think the Evil Eye might even be
お
over
楽しみに。
somewhere towards the strip side. If that's the case,
や
then
べ、
he's
もう
in
これ終わったら
trouble
やめよ
because
う。
if they
し
put
んどい。
the Evil Eye over on that
ガチし
drone
んどい。
hole by strip club,
Seen that before.
as we have many, many times, he's going to be in trouble. But I couldn't remember where both of them were played. I don't remember if we got to see both of them. I do remember one of them going up there. Sexy Cake gets dropped
Oh,
from a frag grenade.
that's big.
That's huge, and now you've got control of the garage and can continue up relatively unimpeded. You have the Jaeger of Palu lurking down below. With 45 seconds left, he could be a major difference maker, and as I say that, he gets gunned down. Thrown to the wolves all alone. It's eiNs in a 4v2. Tough position.
いや
Moringa and
ね
Nesker
寝
both
てるの
stacked
暇
up.
なんですよね。
SMG11's in
結
hand.
構
Watching very intently as the flashes go
な
out.
のでね
Moringa's in
つい
trouble
ね
now. C4 gets tossed from Nesk.
あ
It will
足
not
踏みすっ
connect.
た。
Even
こ
though
れ
he's
はも
getting
う
tons of marks,
終
he
わりだ。
can't hit the shots. All it takes is Moringa in a 1v4. He's been a savior for this team.
お
But he's not going to be able to do too much. eiNs will stun
いや
the
インテ
crowd
ス
and
強い
take
ね。
the match by a scoreline of 7-4.
普通に悪くなかった。なんかブラジルらしくないいい防衛だったな。
Be a draw. You guys getting close, but 8, just
ま
that.
あそんな感じで
Thought
今日
that
は
eiNs would
軽
win
くで
it,
終わり
and
ま
well,
す。
you're a very much bloke or
今日
gal
は明日ちょっ
if you
と
were correct.
成人
Because
式もあって
boy,
スクリーム休みな
were
んで
those
ね、
odds not great.
この間に
And
頑張って
improved
直
us
します
all
わ。
The eiNs
さよなら。
thermite kit is